I'm on Patreon, and Patreon is a platform where I will upload interesting videos where you can learn astrology. And this is an exclusive Patreon only membership videos where you will get some interesting takes on Vedic astrology, some interesting learning on Vedic astrology, and a lot more secrets will be shared there. Hello Seekers, welcome to Punneit Astrology, your one-stop astro channel. Mars will make its move in Ardra nakshatra on 27th of March. Ardra is a very powerful, very strong nakshatra which has the power of Rudra, which has the power of Shiva. And this nakshatra, which is completely in the sign of Gemini, talks a lot about your courage. It is the main source of the power of Gemini. And this is what helps you take initiatives and decisions in life. With this Mars moving in this nakshatra, gets a lot of power, lot of courage. But how to balance it, how to maintain it, what exactly it means, let's discuss in this video. And I will also give Ascendant-wise tips, but I will request you to first understand what Mars and what Ardra and the combination of this means, and then you can go for your Ascendant-wise analysis. Also, please subscribe and like the video. Share your views in the comment section. And for Instagram, you can follow me for the reels and other short stuff. I have started a new channel for astrology videos which are like quick tips, like less than 5 minutes, short takes, so that you can watch that quickly anytime, anywhere. That is Sadgamaya, and that channel link is also in the description. If you want to take my consultations, the email ID is given in the description box. You can drop me an email. Let's begin. What is this Mars and what is the presence of Mars in Ardra means while Rahu is in Aries and Saturn is in Aquarius? Ardra, the nakshatra which starts at 6 degrees 40 minutes and continues till 20 degrees of Gemini zodiac sign. This is a nakshatra that is represented by Rudra energy, a thunderstorm basically. We have to understand the association of symbols with Ardra to understand its power. If we even see in the sky, we are seeing Betelgeuse or Betelgeuse, however you can pronounce. That star is flickering. It's a red giant and it is flickering, and its intensity varies. And this chaos is actually the representation of Ardra. This nakshatra is the nakshatra of activity. This nakshatra is the nakshatra of being busy in life, taking initiatives, taking bold decisions. And this nakshatra is a highly focused nakshatra because we are considering Rudra Urja. This is a nakshatra that is in the heart of Gemini, that gives power to this particular zodiac sign. And if we talk about communication, Ardra is basically an electromagnetic or electrical communication. The signals going from one point to the other. So many electronic activity, and even the chaos or the dance of electrons and protons is also Ardra Urja. The word Ardra represents moist, a water droplet, a teardrop, or something spherical, something that is shiny, something that can be light passing through a prism, light passing through a teardrop, light falling on a drop of water on a leaf of lotus, seeing shimmering and appearing as if it is diamond or a pearl. That means Ardra is also nakshatra of Maya, illusion. It is a nakshatra that will increase the Rajo and the Tamo good in the body. It is a nakshatra that starts the process, kick-starts the process. But this is not a Danavi nakshatra. This is a nakshatra that starts the process, but the process is necessary for survival. If you start a machine will have a humming sound or some sound of grinding, parts moving. No matter how much you try to suppress the noise, machine will produce the sound. That is a byproduct of the principle of the phenomena. We cannot just eliminate. If we don't want to listen, and if we don't have a shield, we can't start the machine. Is it the right thing? So that means the process that is involved in this nakshatra is actually a necessary evil. This is also a nakshatra that is represented by thunderstorms. Imagine there is a lot of rain and a lot of thundering and lightning strikes and this is chaotic for humans, animals. We all get so feared. It might damage some trees, it might damage some crops. There can be heavy winds. But tell me, if there is no such activity, how will soil become nutrient rich? This thundering which we are scared of, and which is actually something to be scared of, has a role defined by nature. It facilitates a chemical reaction that ultimately allows nitrogen to come to soil. And then we consume the same nitrogen. So in fact, we have to thank the rain gods. We have to thank the process of thunderstorms. Even we are scared, it is necessary. It is up to us that we are safeguarding ourselves from the chaos of Ardra, but we can't stop the chaos of Ardra. Because this is the chaos or a dance for creation, not for destruction. That is why people who have a planet in Ardra nakshatra, or if you have moon in Ardra nakshatra, you will find yourself being extremely focused at one task. That may have its own collateral damage, but your focus will always lie on one task that you love the most. Now, Ardra also has energy association with Rahu. Rahu is the planetary ruler of this nakshatra. Now, something artificial, if it has to happen, something that is not easily will be available, something that needs a 1,000,000 volt of current, a spark, then we will need Rahu. Because Rahu is something that will go beyond the usual. It will create a bhayanak or a bhayavah or a fearsome impact. And that's the trait of Rahu. So Ardra utilizes the trait of Rahu to create a thunderstorm that starts a process, a natural process, which is basically converting rain, mixing some acids, mixing some chemicals. The process begins. You might cry in fear. But then the more you understand Ardra, the more you get matured in life, you will start seeing the positive effects of this particular nakshatra. Bring Mars in this nakshatra. Now, first of all, you have to understand that Mars will find the energy association of Mercury and Rahu because of presence of Gemini and the nakshatra Lord Rahu. And there will be a specific process. That is why I gave the example of thundering. Vidyut, electricity, energy, Mars. Involve Mars there, you will see energy rectification. This can give some real technological boost in the energy sector, which also means that suddenly some parts of the world might feel the severe energy crisis, so that you do something about it. See, the way Ardra works is it is not going to pat on your back and politely explain to you what's happening and then give you a way out. Ardra is a thunderstorm. It's a chaos. It will come with a bang. It will leave with a bang. It is us who have to survive the impact. So when Mars enters this nakshatra, it starts creating that energy circuit. It starts creating that spark. This spark can be a spark of positivity, hope, creation. This spark can be a spark of spirituality, Kundalini, or this can be a spark to our destruction. totally depends on how we use this nakshatra. This nakshatra is pure urja. Wherever we will direct this energy, it will simply take the shape of that karma. Imagine a situation where there is a breeze running. Suddenly you feel this cold breeze, dark sky. You know rain is coming. That is Mrigshira. Suddenly there is an environmental change. Dark clouds, thundering, heavy rains. Good for you, right? You have to protect yourself. So when Ardra creates a problem, you have to defend. You can't attack it. You won't go out with a weapon and try to attack the sky. You will thank the sky. You will pray to the rain gods. You will pray to Bhagwan Indra. You will thank the Adityas and you will thank the Devatas for their blessings on us. And we will protect ourselves. And when the Ardra ends, when all the rain ends and everything is there, there is a rainbow in the sky. There's a gift by the nature. The work has been done. Now you enjoy the beauty. The atmosphere is clear. Have you seen the sky and the vision after the rain? It is so clear. The sun looks so bright and dazzling. Everything looks so calming. The air is fresh. The soil is fresh. That's Punarvasu. Once again, you revive the beauty and the prosperity of life. Gemini is all these three. Bring Mars into this, and Mars means you have to take bold decisions and initiatives that will lead you to a Punarvasu kind of beauty, a beauty where, or life where you can rejuvenate yourself. So you will see the role of electricity, energy, therapies. You will see the role of IT, technology, communication. You will see the role of internet. You will also see the role of science and technology during this time. But because Mars is in Ardra, you will also have to protect and defend yourself and not create an attack out of this nakshatra. This is not the time to do some sadhana and try to show revenge or try to fight someone. Then immediately remember, Saturn is 9th from the Gemini zodiac sign. The moment you go into the path of adharma, this Mars in Ardra will start attacking you. You will start facing health issues. Your life problems will increase. You will see that it is like if it is thundering and it is raining, somebody has thrown you out of the house. Go face. You want to prove your strength? Go face the situation. You will be thrown into situations where you will have to fight. If we have ahankar, see, nobody who had ahankar was able to actually survive. Even Ravan did not survive. Ultimately, you will have to accept that we all are part of one process, but we are not the process. We are part of it. So Ardra will teach you the magnanimous impact of divine energies on us. And whoever bows down and whoever respects the flow of this energy, Mars in Ardra Nakshatra will respect you, will give you, will fulfill your ambitions. And this is the beginning of fulfillment of desire, because that is when the Ardra desire works. Because if you start your journey from Ardra Nakshatra, you will end in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra in Aquarius. That's how the energy flows. Because from Ardra to Swati to Satbhisha, this is a trine of Rahu's Nakshatra. You start from Ardra, you will complete the circuit of Purva Bhadra, the Satbhisha Nakshatra, and you will end up in Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra. That's the fulfillment of desire. Also, with respect to Martian placements, Rahu is there in Aries zodiac sign, taking the shape of Mars. So Aries is also going to be impacted because Rahu will behave like the nakshatra and the zodiac where it is placed. And while Mars is an Ardra Nakshatra, for some time Venus will also be with Rahu. This is going to create Kama. Kama Urja will be the first impact of this Mars transit. That means your desire will suddenly inflammate. People will take weird steps for fulfillment of desire. Now exactly this will be the test to humanity. If your desire is very selfish, if your desire is negative, if you're not defensive in your life, if your desires are not for Jaga Kalyan or Lok Kalyan, that means for the benefit of everybody around you, also yourself, then you will be met with the wrath of Saturn. Because if Mars has to operate, 10th from this Mars is Pisces. Pisces has Jupiter. Jupiter is not going to take all this. And remember, Pisces is under Papkartari between Rahu and Saturn has a third aspect on Rahu. Not only that, 6th from Mars. 6th from Mars will be Scorpio zodiac sign. Scorpio zodiac sign, and the middle of Scorpio or the soul of Scorpio lies in Anuradha nakshatra. And in that Anuradha nakshatra, Saturn will have 10th aspect, and that nakshatra is also Saturn's nakshatra. So remember one thing, the core prarabdha of Mangal lies in its own zodiac sign of Scorpio, which is Anuradha, and this means surrender, peaceful following, respecting the process, following the process for your desire fulfillment, but then your desire should be good for you and everybody around you. And then 9th from this Mars will be Saturn controlling. So remember, this Mars is under direct control of Shani. 3rd from the Mars, which is the strength of Mars. For a soldier, the strength matters the most. That is also under direct impact of Shani. So one wrong misuse of the power that will be given to you is going to cost you a lot. And depending upon your horoscope, the cost will be different. Someone will pay through money, someone will pay through health, someone will pay through actions, but it will be recorded and justice will be served. So be very humble while Mars is in Ardra nakshatra. On the contrary, you can use the energies of this nakshatra for improvement in health sector, technology sector. Yes, in defense industry also you will see a lot of spending. We all know what's happening around the world. You will see a lot of contracts, a lot of things being built up. Defensive, not offensive. This also has the nakshatra to start wars, because humans may have a violent impact of this nakshatra. You have to drive carefully. If your car is too old and weak, and if you know the car needs repair it. Try to not challenge or debate anyone, because the Kama Urja usually ends up increasing the Ahankar. That means the desire increases the ego. Because the more desire you have, you will need that ego to fulfill the desire, because I want it. Who is I here? The ego. So desire and ego go hand in hand. So this is going to inflammate all that, especially if you are Ardra nakshatra native, or if you have any major planet in Ardra nakshatra. And for all those who have Bhrigu Bindu in Ardra nakshatra, should be very careful, and you should be watchful of events that will happen during this time. Mars in Ardra is not a joke. It is an opportunity. It is an opportunity to take that energy. It's a free-flowing energy. It's like Wi-Fi is for everyone. How are you going to use Wi-Fi? Someone will open positive websites. Someone will do negative things with that. Someone will try to run the business. Someone will try to hack someone's business. Totally up to you. Wi-Fi is neutral to everyone. Now, depending upon your actions, you will be given the results. Mars is very powerful here. Mars also in Ardra means the Bhumi or the soil becomes energized. This is also the time to buy crystals. You can energize your crystals. You can energize yantra. You can do yantra puja during Mars in Ardra, and that will be giving you a lot of positive vibration. But we have to be very humble during this time. We have to respect the power, the authority, but in a way that we know whom are we paying respect to. We can't pay respect to the demons and the devils, right? They also have power. But what do? We pay respect to the gods. We pay respect to the divine. Because the intent behind power is extremely important, and all negative intent behind power will be exposed, or partially they will suffer during this time when Mars will be uniting with Rahu's energy, because Rahu on the other hand is in a Martian zodiac sign, and that too in 11th from from the Mars. Also, you have to understand that the role of Mercury will be very important. There will be a time when Mercury will be with Rahu. This is a good time for people in IT industry, manufacturing industry, energy sector, alternative energy, journalism. But whatever you do, you have to be humble, down to earth, have a proper intent, and walk slowly. Because Ardra is swift motion. Ardra is beginning of a journey. It is beginning of an action. It is good. But then whatever begins will end also. You must make sure what is the end. You must know what is the end of your beginning. Consequence of your karma. Any debate, any fight, ego battles, fight with brothers, fight with friends, showing power, all that has to be avoided during this time. You will also see Mars and Ardra might bring reforms in defense sector, bring reforms in law and order situation. Law reforms can happen during this time. Also, this is good for people who are working in iron and steel industry. When I say reform, that means there will be forced reforms. Without reforms, and some reforms will be in news, obviously some reforms will not be in news. But on a personal level, you will see that rearrangement of things will happen. You will always be on the toes, and for a lot of people who have a weak moon, it might be a fight or flight response. This is the time that you start praying to Bhagwan Hanuman. Simply chant Hanuman Chalisa or simply say Mano Javam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam Buddhi Matam Varishtam Vatatmajam Vanarayuth Mukhyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye. This is a prayer to Bhagwan Hanuman. Just chant this. In the presence and guidance of Guru, and if you are suffering from very negative energy, you can chant Bajrang Baan also. But you should not invoke Bajrang Baan just like that. You must have a proper reason. Your resources, spiritual resources should be exhausted before you do that. By praying to Hanuman, it will bring you that humbleness in power, and you will also be able to execute certain role in society. Now, why I'm saying this is because it won't come automatically. You will have to start. You also know that Mars is a tamasic and rajasic planet. Ardra is a tamasic and rajasic nakshatra. You combine these two energy, it is not going to elevate the sattvic energy in the body. It is always going to elevate or increase the tamasic and rajasic. Rajasic will take the preference. That means expansionist attitude, show of power, hyper masculinity. All this will take place during this time. This may convert into violence also in certain areas. But what you have to do is, you have to ensure that you are not played at by the energies. You have to manifest the energies in a way that is grounded, that is well connected with the roots, and you are using it for the right cause. It is all about propagation of, if you are firing a beam of light, it can be a laser beam for direction, it can be a laser beam for annihilation. Ardra can do both. Mars and Ardra can actually make new inventions, more destruction or more construction. Totally depends on how you behave. Now, if you have an exalted Mars, you have to be more careful. Because if you have an exalted Mars, that means Mars, transit Mars and the natal Mars will be 6 and 8 from each other. And Mars in Gemini will aspect Mars in Capricorn. So you can be your own enemy. If you have a debilitated Mars, this is very good time for you. Because this will bring you out of your inhibitions and will push you to do something. This will be as a motivation for you. If you are in Mars Mahadasha, you must drive carefully. This should be a time when you have to be very careful about your health, especially the health of your, basically the hypertension and anger management has to be done. A lot of grounding meditation is necessary. Crystal meditation is necessary. A lot of love, affection and care has to be displayed to balance the energies of this nakshatra. This is a power-packed transit. Good thing is that Jupiter is still in Revati. Jupiter is 10th from this. Saturn is 9th from this. So if I see the beauty, with respect to this Mars, the Dharma Lord is in Dharma Bhasthana, Karma Lord is in Karma Sthana. Dharma Lord has taken the Karma role. The Karma Lord has taken the Dharma role. Chanting mantra, doing your duty, come from office, give your 200% in your career and give your 200% in your puja. That is the theme of this transit. Let's understand. For each ascendant, what are the quick tips that will help you guide during this time? And just for your clarity, read this ascendant-wise tips from your moon sign. I will repeat. Try to read this ascendant-wise tips first from your moon sign, and then if you want, you can see it from your ascendant. Aries ascendant. For Aries, basically moon sign, and I'm talking about moon ascendant. Mars will be third from your moon, so you will have to be very careful about your communication. You will have to ensure that your words, your communication, your body language is not demeaning or insulting, but it is also very proactive. You have to take initiatives in your life, and this is the time to take bold initiatives, be courageous, and this is also the time when you can do something magical about yourself, about your career, about the people that you defend. For Taurus moon sign, Mars in Ardra will be in the second house. This can create insecurities. This can create a tension in the home, a fight among family members. This can also create fight between cousins and brothers over material gains, property. So be watchful of that. Be mindful of the food that you cook in your home or the food that you eat. Eat right and always keep your ambitions under check, and your insecurities or anxiety, if it increases, chant Hanuman Chalisa. For Gemini. For the Gemini moon sign, moon in Ardra will be on your rising moon sign, Chandra Rashi, which means it is going to affect your mind greatly. This can affect your mood swings. This can give you spike of anger. You can react in fit of rage. You have to be very humble. So for you, Hanuman Chalisa daily, visiting Hanuman temple, praying to Mahashiva, doing Rudrashtakam are some of the ways by which you can manage these energies. These energies are closely associated by heavy thunderstorms. So you have to keep your ambitions under check, your thoughts under check, and you should never allow tamasic, that is negative thoughts, to creep up inside your mind. There will be intrusive thoughts and emotions, but then it is our duty to win over them. Cancer. Cancer is controlled by moon, and if you have a Cancer moon sign, then you are controlled by moon. And this Mars in Ardra will be in the 12th house. So you will have to be watchful about your health, about your unexpected sudden expenses, especially if you're buying any electronic gadgets. If you're spending on softwares and services, you will have to be watchful and only go for useful expenses. There can be damage to your property and assets, so you will have to be very careful in this time. But this is also the time when you can take initiatives to bring reforms in your life so that your expenses are less than your income. Leo. For Leo, the tip will be to focus more on your network circle, not to create fight but create a harmony. Be a team leader and bring a major change in your source of income. Also, this is going to heavily hit your expectations and what you expect from your own life. So be ready for that change. Change is inevitable, accept it. Virgo. For Virgo moon sign, this is going to be Mars in Ardra in 10th house, and this is going to be exceptionally good for you because Mars in Ardra with Rahu in the Ashwini in the Ashtama 8th house will bring major reforms and changes in your career. Just that the environment will not be very conducive, it will not be very helpful, but then you have the ability to fight and win, and that is exactly what you will do. For Libra, this will be a Mars in Ardra in the 9th house, and this is the time when you will fight for your right and you will take a stand for yourself, but then you will have to ensure that you are not being verbally or in any way violent, and you're not doing any injustice, especially to yourself. See, 9th house is also your belief system, your dharma, your father, your guru. So this is the time when some strict teaching coming from them will actually change your life. For Scorpio, this is going to affect your 8th house, and for you it is going to be very difficult because not only because Mars will be in Ardra, but more because Mars is your Lagna Lord, which means you will have to be very careful about your health. about the money that you invest, how you interact with your in-laws and with your spouse, how you interact with your investors, and this is definitely going to bring a major shift in your career. But this is also a Vipareet Rajyog, right? Because your 6th lord is also in the 8th house, which means that these opposite Vipareet situations is going to give you fruitful results also. So keep hustling, keep moving, and have a never give up attitude. But the intention of the attitude should be clear and positive. Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, Mars in Ardra is going to be in the 7th house. It is going to affect your sexual life. It is going to affect your marriage, how you interact with the surroundings. And you might see some chaos around you. But because Jupiter is in your 4th house, you should choose to be silent and involve in a way that is constructive and not destructive. Don't act like a fuel to the fire. Rather try to diffuse the fire. This is the time when your interaction with your spouse can turn out to be negative, so be very careful while you are trying to start any such conversation. Your mindful attitude and awareness of the situation and presence of mind is what is needed. While Mars is in Ardra, maybe you can think of a new business. Capricorn. For Capricorn, Mars in Ardra will be in the 6th house. This is the time when you can win over your enemies, especially the negative energies. It destroys your debts. It destroys the negative time of your life, and plant trees, take care of trees, help animals, and anywhere if there is a blood donation going on, try to help in any way that you can. For you, this is going to be an exceptionally good time, but then you will also have to face a collateral damage. If you, like in any fight, if you can lay 3 punches on someone, you should have the capacity to at least face one. It won't be that you won't face a reaction. If you can't face a reaction, don't act. For Aquarius Ascendant, this is going to be a 5th house Mars in Ardra transit. Now this is going to be good for you, but this is also going to make you worry more about your children. This is going to be the time when your productivity will increase, your expression will change, the way you talk will change, the way you listen to the world will also change. But the maturity of Saturn in Satbhisha Nakshatra will heal you. Take care of your stomach, eat right, and don't get fearful. If you are getting a lot of fear, chant Hanuman Chalisa. Focus on the navel region, solar plexus chakra. Pisces. For Pisces, Mars in Ardra will be in your 4th house. This means this can give you anxiety. This can give you sleepless nights. The work pressure will not let you sleep, or some thought or some worry might also give you a lot of tension. This is the time to break that comfort zone, come out of the cocoon, come out of the shell, and do something good about your life. This can actually prove to be a good time. Just that don't do a lot of work during night. Chant Hanuman Chalisa and just pray to Hanuman from the core of your heart and do bhakti. That will help you win over any negativity. But remember, this is the time for positive changes. So by following these quick tips, you can understand that how Mars in Ardra will behave. It is a power-packed transit. It is a power-packed energy. Chanting Rudrashtakam, chanting Hanuman Chalisa, taking Hanuman Chalisa Sankalp, chanting Bij Mantras. These are few things by which you can actually utilize these energies in a very positive manner. You also have to understand that none of the planet, none of the nakshatras, not any single energy is actually negative for humanity. Everything is needed. Now when Mars goes in Ardra, it is also like technology, the hardware meeting the software, technology meeting the, you can say, the artificial intelligence and all the metaverse. So this is definitely going to create a lot of power packed transit, and this Mars in Ardra is also going to create a layout for the future Jupiter and Rahu conjunction. Especially because Mars is in Ardra, Aries is going to be impacted because Aries is experiencing Rahu right now. Don't overspeed. Don't try to play with electrical appliances just like that. Fire hazards can be a possibility, so be careful. Electronic frauds are also going to be on high during this time. Protect yourself and your identity online and do whatever you can to safeguard yourself. As I said, this has to be more defensive. You cannot resist this. Saving your energy, eating right and realigning your body and your mind, doing a lot of yoga are some of the ways by which you can calm down the effect of Mars in Ardra, and praying to Mahashiv is also going to bless us. So that was a quick take. That was the analysis. We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, this is your host Puneet. Namaste.